Hello everybody, Iain Robson here. Welcome back to another tutorial. In today's tutorial I'm going to show you how to use the new Courseplay leveling and compacting mode. Alright, so here I am in my bunker in the EVGA right here in Sosnovka. And what I can do is I need to start my course inside the bunker. So I'm going to start at about here. So I like to start like maybe a little bit inside the bunker just to make sure I have some space. So what you want to do is, in order to open up your HUD, right click with your mouse. So it's the right mouse button, left click to start recording the course. There we go. What we're going to do is going to drive up here, just up here like so, and I'm going to go ahead and set a waypoint up here. Left click to set a waypoint. So what the waypoint does is it's a place for the tractor to wait when another tractor is coming by to dump off some chaff. Okay. So now I want to left click to reverse, and the important part about the reversing is that you want to try and line it up with the middle of the bunker, okay? And that's the most important part. And that can be kind of frustrating when you have less space. So I'm going to line it up right here with the edge of the bunker, or the middle of the bunker. And one of the things is when where you have this point right here, you want to make sure that it is, if you're on Sosnovka, so as you can see there's a dip right here. What this tractor will do is it'll lower the blade and kind of set the height. And if you have it so the blade gets lowered here, it'll set to the wrong height. So you're going to make sure you give yourself a little bit of space so it doesn't lower the blade in that dip. So there we go. That's good. And what you can do is left click to stop the course there. So sometimes it acts a little funny, but if you start the course and stop it a couple times, it should be alright. So there's two modes actually. There's a filling up mode, and there's also a leveling and compacting mode. I find the leveling and compacting mode works for everything, but that's just me. So I have it automatically stop for all tractors that are running. I have the detect tractor range of 50 meters, and I have the blade width of 2.5. I find when you're using one of these levelers right here, leaving it folded seems to work best for whatever reason. So adjust your blade height, or blade width, sorry. So you can make it so it's the full width of the blade when it's unfolded, but I find that it works best when it's folded up like this. Maximum speed while pushing, you can set it up if you want to by left clicking. Blade height, you can set it automatically or manually. Left click again. Silos being filled by reverse unloading, drive through. So depending on how you're filling the bunkers, in this case I have the Courseplay driver backing up and dumping as opposed to driving through. So that makes a big difference because often there'll be a bump at the end with this particular mode. Okay, so now we have our course set up. I'm going to leave it so leveling and compacting. I'm going to set it up just so it's at the nearest waypoint, and let's see what happens here. So there's that lowering blade thing I was talking about. Let's go into the edge. So this will happen sometimes with this. I've noticed at least. It'll happen sometimes with this particular mode. So let's see if it does it again. Yep. Okay. So sometimes it just doesn't want to work the way you want it to work. So I found that sometimes starting the course in different areas can be helpful. There we go. So now it's going to drive up to that waypoint. And it's just because it's detecting where it needs to be. And because it hasn't had a chance to detect where the middle of the bunker is, that's why it doesn't work. So sometimes you have to do what I just did there and stop the course and then start it again to make sure it knows where to go. So here it is lining up, and this is probably one of the best areas for it to kind of continue along here. So it's going to get to that first waypoint, or that waypoint right here. It's going to lower the blade, and then it's going to back up. So as you can see, it's backing up, and it's going to level this little bunch right here. So let me get out of the tractor so you can see what's going on here a bit better. So this is the leveling and compacting mode. As you can see, it's just spreading it out nice and evenly along here. There we go. Now you notice there's another tractor coming along right here. So what's going to happen is this guy's going to go up to that waypoint we set up there. And then the other tractor is going to come in here and unload right at the end. So there it goes. Is it at the waiting point? There, it just stopped. Now this tractor is going to come through here. It's going to come up here and dump right at the end here. So there you go. The tractor's coming up. It's going to back up and it's going to unload right at the end here. As you can see, it's backing up a little bit. There it goes. Perfect. It detects that there's somewhere to tip here. So it's keep backing up. It's going to get to the point where it's set to tip. And there it goes. It's tipping. And that's where those two modes come into play. There's two modes that come into play for the leveling and compacting mode. So one was drive through, one was reverse through. So in this case, I'm reverse dumping, and that's important in this context because I don't have to drive over that huge bump at the end that it'll make. Alright, so here's the other tractor. So once that guy gets out of range, this guy's going to start again. As you can see, he's already started. And he is going to continue leveling and compacting out. So now we have a big pile right here. Let's see how the Courseplay driver handles this big pile. So this is why it's so important to have it lined up as best as possible with the middle of the bunker. Because I find that if you don't, it will do strange things. So here it goes. It's in the middle. There it goes. It's leveling it out, as you can see. And it's working. So despite the fact that it wasn't working when I started the course, you can see now that it's functioning fine. And I find that this particular course, you need to kind of start and stop it a couple times for it to work properly. So here it is, moving over to the side. It's going to get that little bit over there. There it goes. And it's going to level it out just like that. So that is how you set up the leveling and compacting mode for the new Courseplay mode with developer versions, I think 45 and above, I think. So anyways, my name's Iain Robson. I hope you enjoyed that tutorial on how to use the leveling and compacting mode. If you like what you saw, I want you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button for some more tutorial action. I'll catch you guys later.